Christopher.
Michael, what's
What's up?
up?
It's all good. All good. All good. All good, my man. How are you?
Tired.
Yeah, I hear you. Me too, man.
Tired and still a little pissed off, but
Very pissed off, bro.
yeah.
Very pissed off. Really didn't want to be bothered at all today. You know, it is what it is. Kind of, kind of
Gotta roll
only,
with the punches.
kind of only dealt with important business today. Um, I had a big meeting with our people down in Washington about the events that took place, uh, and you know, dealing with it, uh,
Yeah,
making arrangements, sir,
that's good.
making arrangements. Um, you know, it's just we have so much support for this movement, and it's just good. Um, that's pretty much all I could say. We have so much support. The fact is that so many people really dislike this administration. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
this is it's basically very easy uh, to do what we're planning to do. Do you know what I mean? I truly feel that this is a problem with just the people at the top. You know what I mean? When you have issues like this straight across the board, the problem is at the top. You know what I mean? You have a guy that is putting people in place to run agencies that have no idea what the fuck they're doing. You know
right.
what I mean? And that is the problem. That right there is the real problem. You know what I mean? I mean, we could blame Pete Buttigieg. We can blame uh, uh, Robin Hutchison. We can blame whoever we want. But the truth of the matter is that someone hired these people to run these agencies, and that's someone at the top. And what this proves is that this individual has no business running this country. You know what I mean? He is a moron, basically. And, he's hiring people because he wants to look good, not because they can do the job properly. I mean, Pete Buttigieg was hired basically because he's openly gay. And Robin Hutchinson was hired obviously because she's a woman. And neither one of them are actually qualified to do the job that they was hired to do.
Let me
And
ask you this:
sure,
are they qualified to read the laws and regulations?
obviously not. So that is the answer to that. Obviously not. And this is an issue that this is a problem that comes from above. This is
Yeah,
from the top. So, you know, we're calling for the removal of Robin Hutchison. We're calling for an all-out strike and shut down. You can call it whatever you want to call it on November 1st. No movement, and we're looking into another demonstration at the White House involving a long-term stay and trucks. So we're going to be we're going to be working on getting the permits for that. And that's pretty much where we are right now. Our people down in Washington have reached out to the people responsible for this stupidity. And I expressed my concerns with this issue. And I also told them that I will not be going back down to Washington anytime soon. I will be conducting all of my meetings via Zoom or phone, and that's pretty much that. So if I will only be going to Washington if it's for a meeting with the people that we need to speak to. I will not be going to Washington just to speak to congressmen and senators. I will not be wasting resources and time sitting down with people that just basically
won't even do their job.
right, just basically are not listening. So that is the deal with that, and that's where we are right now. And brother, you're not the only one that's upset and mad.
I know that.
I've been getting a lot of text messages and emails from people, but you know, what can I say? You know, this one is out of our hands. What can I say? In any case, brother,
You're exactly right.
yeah. What can we do? How's your day?
Not too bad, other than still stuck under this load. But
What's the problem?
it's really not a problem because it had 5 drops on it. It's just taking too long to get them. The way that they have is, yep.
5
drops. The way they have it, yep.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's the only thing that I could get to pay out of Arkansas. So it was either that or either this or deadhead another 300 miles after deadheading 300 to 400 miles out of Louisiana.
Right. You went to Louisiana?
Yeah, but I got paid good on that one.
Yeah, because there's nothing in Louisiana.
Yeah.
You either have to go to Texas
or Arkansas.
Right. You can get some reefer loads. Well, I don't know now, brother, but I was able to do reefer loads out of Texas. But in any case, that's where we are right now. So let's see who shows up tonight. I sent invitations out to everyone. Joseph was trying to get in, but
connection issues.
He must have had some issues, so he couldn't get in. Every single post in group is about cheap rates, brokers, and shutdown. And Noah can call him for shutdown. Yeah, anyway, whatever.
Instead of complaining about the cheap rates, do something about it.
I'm reading some of these posts. In any case, instead of complaining about the cheap rates, do something about it. Well, you're exactly right. Do something about it.
Get behind us, get behind another association, and actually, fight to get the transparency and enforcement. I
Yeah,
mean,
Chris, in order to do something like that, you have to have heart. You know what I
oh, I
mean?
know.
Most of these guys, well, I'm not going to say most of them, and I'm not going to speak about anybody in general. And I'm not going to say most because that's exactly not true. That's really not true. I'm going to retract that. A lot of these guys don't have heart. They'd rather go with the flow. They don't want
Yeah,
to upset someone. You know what I mean? They are afraid to rock the boat because whatever little money they're making is good enough for them and they don't want to upset anyone. Look, I understand. You know what I mean? I understand, you know. They have in my opinion, a company driver mentality, and you know, uh, they don't want to rock the boat. I get you. I hear it all the time. I've heard it
yeah,
for a long time. You know what I mean? A lot of these people don't know what it means to be an owner operator. You know what I mean? They think they work for someone. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to upset a broker, or they don't want to upset this one or that one. Meanwhile, you own your own truck. You pay your own insurance. You pay your own expenses. You don't work for anyone. You know what I mean? You don't have to take
exactly.
these loads. You don't have to take these rates. Go even further. You're an American citizen. What we're fighting for, 49 CFR 371.3, is a rule. It's a law. It's on the books. It must be
It's our
enforced.
right.
It's your right. You're exactly right. It's a right. It must be enforced. You know what I mean? So standing up and shutting down or striking or sending a letter to your congressman or whatever, you're within your rights to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be afraid, and a lot of these people just are. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's what keeps people in place, fear. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Dan, are you? Yeah, he's not there. Joseph, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, let me see. Dan, are you there?
I'm here, bud. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hey
it's
Dan,
weird.
hey Chris.
I just
I can
see
barely,
Hey,
a white
I can
circle.
barely hear you guys.
Uh, can you hear me, Chris?
yeah, I can hear you just fine.
What about you,
Hmm.
Joseph?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I think the problem is on your end, Dan. But in any case, while Dan works that one out, Joseph, long time no see, brother. How are you?
I've been doing good, but I've been really busy just working on the road. So that's why the only thing it's make me, I've been working. That's the only thing it's holding me, nothing else.
Got you. Got you.
But everything it's okay. Gotta gotta make it work. And how are you? How is everyone?
Everybody's good, brother. Everybody's good. Um, it is what it is. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, and you're working. Uh, I'm sure you heard the news, and it is what it is. Dan,
I
Yo,
know that's the things.
how
So
are you,
hey.
Dan?
Oh, well, my emails were down.
Lost Dan. Go ahead, Joseph.
how is that? I just don't get it. They said by end of this year, fall of this year, okay, and now they pushing until October 2024. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Well, you are not alone. You are not alone on that one. A lot of us don't know what to say.
How is that? How is that pushed to? It's like
They're pushing our button.
by this year, and then it suddenly just changed to October 2024.
They want to push our button, and they want to line their pockets deeper.
Well, look,
That's how I look at it.
I am going to say this, and I'm going to say this first. What I've realized is that I'm being watched. I'm being watched and I'm being listened to very closely. And a lot of the people that are vocal on social media are being watched and we're being listened to. And so I'm only gonna say what I need to say. I'm not going to get in depth anymore with what our plans are. I'm only going to say what I need to say. Here's what I think. I think that TIA is behind this. And I believe that TIA pays these congressmen and senators a lot of money. And they want something for their investment. And yesterday or the day before, some very high up, powerful people in Congress contacted the FMCSA on behalf of TIA and told them to shit on 49 CFR 371.3. And that's exactly what they did. And I'll leave it right there. Dan, are you back?
I'm back, brother. Technical difficulties. Apparently, I can hear you guys perfectly fine now. So
all good, all good. You got the floor, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, just wanted to jump in. I actually caught one of your, letting us know that you were coming on. So I was like, I'm still at the office, so I'm just kind of catching up on some stuff here, and it's been absolutely chaotic. I'll be honest with you, Mike. I did been trying to post some stuff online, on the page and stuff. We've been, we got inundated, put it that way. So we've had a few people sign up. I just helped the guy out with workers' comp and a business owner's policy. But I mean, we definitely got inundated. So, and that was just off the couple of things that that I did post on. So, but no, things are good, man.
When you say inundated, what exactly do you mean?
Well, I still have my client referrals, my current client referrals. So we have those, and then I have Google. People find me on Google and call me. I think what was it? Monday. I think Monday we had a total of 11 new accounts come in, and then we had 4 more come in overnight, and those 4 were messages from the page, for sure. But I think a few of them were NOAA. They came in on Monday also, so we're handling it, But they came in really quick, so kind of caught us off guard. But our emails were down since Friday. We just got them back up today. So, yeah, a lot going on, man. A lot. So, but in a good way.
That's good, brother. I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to hear. You know, it's funny, Dan. I really haven't been focusing on anything, all the departments and business and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of been ignoring it because I've been focusing on this Washington shit.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm glad to hear everything is moving forward with you and all of you guys.
No, I've been trying to keep up with that stuff too, Mike.
Yeah.
You know, what you're saying about that stuff. So, what's it looking like as far as transparency goes?
As far as transparency, I mean, the ball's been kicked down the can's been kicked down the road until
My
October.
mic is on.
So we're dealing with it. We are strategizing with our people down in Washington. We sent out a bunch of emails to members of Congress and the DOT and the FMCSA this evening. And we're dealing with it. I'm not going to get into everything right here. We're dealing with it. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I just noticed a few posts, and and again, I'll go back to I can help with the marketing, man, on Facebook. These things to help spread the word on that thing. I can reach a lot of people, man, tens of thousands of people.
We're going to talk, brother, and I appreciate you.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of support on Twitter. A lot of people that are outside of trucking are supporting us and supporting the strike and shutdown, and we're going full force with it. We're going full force 100%. I'm gonna leave it right there, but I appreciate you, Dan, and what you're doing. You keep it up, and we're gonna, even though we had this setback with Washington, we still are an association, and we still have to handle business and handle members' problems and situations as they arise. And I appreciate everyone staying focused and handling all of that business. So thank you.
No problem.
And by the way, Dan is going to be at the California Trucking Show. I believe that is when October 14th and 15th, is it?
Yeah, I believe that's it. Yeah.
The California Trucking Show is going to be October 14th at the Ontario Convention Center. Dan will be there with his team, and tickets are free. We're going to be in booth 1532, and we're going to be giving away some stuff. So if you happen to stop by, look us up. Booth 1532, 1532.
Just to say something about that real quick, Mike. So I need to look too, but I don't know if anybody's gotten any hotels or anything out there, but probably don't want to wait until you want to do it ahead of time. You don't want to wait till last minute, because in that area, I don't think there's a lot of hotels in that area.
These people that run this venue, they sent me a list of hotels. I could send it to you. I'm going to look for it when we get done with this show, and I will send you the list that I have of hotels. I'm looking for it here, but it's somewhere in my email. I gotta find it. I'll send it to you. Michael, how are you, brother?
I'm getting my trailer washed so that I can spray paint the strike on the back doors.
You the man, dog. You the man. Mr. McKelvey.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to have to go out and come back. Sorry, my headset's not working right. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, Mike, what are you going to spray paint on the back of your trailer?
November 1st, all trucks stop nationwide.
That's it?
But Noah, big Noah.
Okay. Now I like it.
I would like to get the QR code so people can just snap it and it can go to our website and our Facebook and stuff, but I don't know how to do all that.
Put the website address. Put www.tnooa.com.
Yeah, I am. I thought you just wanted to know what the message was.
No, that's a very good message, sir. I have a couple of other messages, but I don't think they would fly very well. Go over very well. Mr. McKelvey.
I'm gonna mute it now.
Yeah, good evening. How's everybody doing?
We're all doing fine now that you're here.
Okay, I'm sure y'all were doing fine before I arrived, but I appreciate that.
You have the floor, sir.
Okay, I heard someone ask, and I don't know if the question was answered in regards to the FMCSA pushing this backwards and for a year. Now, we all know that we were applying pressure to them this past week when we were down there, and we know that Secretary Pete and I were pretty close face to face and discussing the broker transparency for the very brief amount of time. And then you spoke with him a little bit. And then they followed up with us after that, offering a meeting up to us whenever we're back in town. Pretty sure that between that and the other offices that we visited, some phone calls went around, especially from our meeting that happened on Wednesday. But I do think that I don't know how many people attended the event for TIA, but it seems that very coincidental that this came out on the very day that these guys, today's Wednesday, so I do believe it's the second day that they're there.
No, this is the last day.
Oh, this is the last day? Okay, I'm sorry. I got it wrong. But it's very coincidental that this came out when these guys are there, and maybe they couldn't get their message across because of the shutdown, the impending shutdown, and all the things that we were told last week of folks not being available. So here's the thing. If you look at the calendar, and this is how I explained it to John and Matt earlier today. If you look at the calendar, it's October the 13th. And so what would happen within a month of October 13 next year? That would be Super Tuesday. And if you have followed the FMCSA and their NPRMs of the past, they usually give 30, maybe 60 days, maybe longer for comment periods if it is requested. So even if they rolled it out October 13th, 30 days would be past Super Tuesday. So everyone would be focused on the election. On top of that, the comments would have to be read, evaluated, and then they would take however long, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months to get back to everybody. So by the time the election's over, it's pretty much a dead issue until the next president gets put in. And then if you follow transportation issues, they're usually the last thing to be covered by either the returning president or the new president. And whether or not the next presidential let's just say, occupation instead of installation. Whether they keep the current head administrator and deputy administrator and whether they stay is a question that nobody can answer. If you follow the history of the FMCSA, we had Sandberg, and then we had Farrow, and then we had Martinez. And Martinez was probably the last solid administrator that we had after Farrow. And then it just became like a revolving circus door at the administration. Nobody could keep who's going where, who's the administrator. The last person I thought they were actually going to put in was Mirayoshi, but they didn't nominate her. And I think that was a smack in the face to her. She really knew what she was doing. I think that's one reason why they moved her out. She had a great meeting with us down in Charleston that went to that meeting in 2021. And she really understood. And I think that scared the administration that they actually might get some things moving to get some things fixed for the workers, because I do believe it was her that triumphed for the taxi cab drivers in New York. So she got offered, she didn't get nominated for the position. So she got offered a position back in New York. So she just went and took it. And they put Miss Robin in. And then they moved Earl up from legal to the deputy administrator. And so that's who we have now. And if you think about it, from what I had other discussions today too. And I said, well, it just looks like they're trying just to not piss off the brokers, and they don't care if they make the truckers mad, because they know what we've shown them so far is we'll come and demonstrate, or we'll come to DC for a day and do a demonstration, or we'll come like they did in 2020 for 30 plus days and then leave. And that's it. Nobody has been following up. And that seems to be the standard operating procedure of truckers. Nothing against anybody, but it seems like we go and we talk about something and expect it to be fixed, and then we just leave. One thing that we need to do is stand strong on it. But this could be something that we turn into our favor. And I know a lot of folks are going to go, what did he just say? Here's the thing. Okay. Yesterday we talked about this, and I'm going to try to get it. If I can get it up here on the screen. No, that's not it. Hang on. Okay. What everybody needs to look at is the actual regulations for brokers. And there is a publication out. Let me get to the top of it. Just bear with me. It's the Small Entity Compliance Guide for Broker Operations, 49 CFR 371, and other applicable regulations and statutes. And I'm pretty sure that everybody at NOAA has this. If you don't, I can put it up in the group, because I'm on the phone, but I'm also got the computer, but I don't have my Facebook up. But this is something that
PDF
everybody.
it, bro. PDF it so everybody can just download it.
Okay.
It's multiple pages.
Yeah.
It's a booklet. It's a handbook, basically. Which is 2017 the latest update, Bill?
No, the latest one I found was 2015, but I think they did an update somewhere between then and now, and I haven't been able to find it yet. I can look some more later on and try to see if there isn't one a little bit different, but it's basically stayed the same. And what it does is it tells you what the brokers and what the FMCSA is supposed to do.
I'll put it on the. I have it. I'll put it on the.
Okay,
screen.
cool. Thank you.
I'll do it right now.
Okay, so it's what that does is it gives us the ability to go to Congress and the USDOT and demand that they put in and start enforcing this rule. I mean, they haven't enforced anything on the brokers since this became regulation. as far as I know there's other groups that have gone to DC, and I think at MATS, I do believe one of the groups focused on asking if a broker had ever been audited, and the answer was no. So the FMCSA, for all of these years, throughout all of these administrators that have come in and out of that revolving door out front of the USDOT building, not a single one of them has ever audited a brokerage. Yet, as James got on yesterday and said how many audits he was told to do, per month or per year. And so they definitely are auditing motor carriers, but they are not auditing brokers. And that just doesn't make any sense to me how these brokers are able to go for so long. And especially the fraud. This is what I sent out a multi-recipient email today to many different people that are either heads of advocacy groups or have been active in advocacy about this today. The fact that the brokers have never been audited, the fact that while Jack Van Steenberg was, people say he was a nice man, but he never audited. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Thank you. The fact that he never audited a brokerage just really should scream to everyone on Capitol Hill that there is something seriously wrong at the USDOT building, and that is brokerage authority. These guys are just doing things that are just way out of control. And we've talked about them. I don't want to go into every single thing, but right there, if you read through this brochure or pamphlet or whatever you want to call it, booklet, you will see repeated statements of them being responsible to abide by 49 CFR 371. And that includes 49 CFR 371.3. There's further things down on the bottom as you go through that might confuse you. So if you have questions, I'm here to answer them the best that I can. If I can't get you an answer, I can get you an answer in a day or so. If there's something that we can't clear up, but these guys are definitely wild west, whatever you want to call it. It's just nonsense. And that's really what I have to say. I think that we should, to answer the young fellow's question previously, this is why they did that, so that they don't have to do with it. They don't have to deal with the new upcoming submissions from OIDA, SBTC, myself, and anyone else. I mean, anyone can submit a proposal. Anyone can submit a petition. It could be any one of us. We could brainstorm and come up on something that gives us more time to brainstorm and come up on what we want in the new rules or regulations or reforming this small entity compliance guide for broker operations. I mean, if TIA can come and sit at a federal hearing and Ann Reinke can speak to the determination of what drivers get paid, then we most certainly can turn the tables and say, wait a minute, you're up here talking about what you think drivers should get paid, but you're head of a brokerage representative association that is 3PL. You're not even first party, you're third party. So that's just brazen as far as I'm concerned. So we should be just as brazen is what I'm thinking. We should sit up there and go up there and demand that we get in on those hearings and that we get just as much voice as she does, because that's how government is supposed to work. Government is supposed to work for the people, by the people. And unfortunately, people with PAC money and donation money tend to get their way a little bit more than we do, actually a lot more. But what they don't understand is the difference in numbers. There's 3 to 4 million actively working CDL holders out here now. There's more that are just walking around with a CDL and just not driving commercially. So, and there's only like 90 something thousand brokers. So there's definitely a difference in the numbers. The thing is that we're just not organized, but we're coming all together slowly but surely. Jamie, myself, Mike, James, there's about 10 of us in a group now that are working together, and maybe we all don't approach everything the same way, but we're all pushing for the same things. So that's what we're trying to get everybody else to understand. That, and I see a lot of guys on the page today talking about a strike and this, that, the other. And it seems like everybody's coming up and saying they want to do this or they want to do that. And nobody is paying attention and understanding that Mike is the head of NOAA. And then everybody has a different department. And before you go, wrangling and popping off, putting the popcorn in the microwave, so to speak, on a strike, it would be best to float the idea amongst the upper people of the association, and then we can all try to form something together. Because if we do little things here and there, Mike, as you've seen for yourself and I've seen over the years, we're just not going to get anywhere. And to rush in and do something now and not have any, what I saw today was not a real strategy and just demands that were just really not clear. If you guys,
where
it was on the group page. I don't know if it's still there or not. I don't have my Facebook up.
Facebook, Bill, the way I run this group, it's an open forum. People have the right in this group to say what they feel in their heart, with respect. I wouldn't take it all that much seriously. People are just throwing suggestions out there, things that are on their mind. I've read all of the comments. Most of them are positive, regardless of any way anyone wants to go with it. I personally think it's all positive. The way I look at it is the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Right.
I don't care what someone wants to do. If you want to shut down bridges, if you want to park your truck in front of government offices, I don't give a shit. I support you. I really don't give a shit. I can tell you this: peaceful protesting has not worked. That's what I can fucking tell you.
Yeah. Well,
asking nicely has not worked.
No, definitely not. We know the thing of it is that
whatever anybody wants to do, I am behind them 10,000%. I don't give a shit what it is.
I'm not saying I'm not behind them. I'm just saying for us to be successful, or for them to be successful, a strategy and planning will be a lot more successful than just throwing it out there and not even making any type of demands that would benefit.
And I agree with you. I agree with you. We've planned for this, and we had a strategy, and we made it very clear. If transparency does not get ruled in our favor, we are shutting down. What was the date, Mike, that we decided?
Well, I said November 16th, and then we decided November 1st would be best because we were giving them a little bit of time before every holiday is totally screwed up, because that's what we're attacking.
They had 3 years to decide on 49 CFR 371.3 in the spring. They decided they were going to kick the can down to, all right, yeah, right. You're right. They decided they were going to kick the can down the road to June. June came, they said in the fall. Now they're telling us next year. Okay, that's called being jerked off.
Mm-hmm.
That's called being played with. That's called being jerked off. The government is no different than anyone else. If someone in business did that to you, the first thing in your head would be, this guy's not serious. He's a fucking clown. Let me move on. He's jerking me off. Okay? Robin Hutchinson is jerking us off. She's a fucking clown. She doesn't belong in the position that she's in. She needs to be fucking removed. We've demanded for her swift removal from the FMCSA. She's an asshole. All right? I, for one, do not appreciate being jerked off by this asshole. And that's the bottom fucking line. I'm not here to play games and I'm not here to bullshit. I don't like taking fucking trips to Washington, D.C. and wasting my fucking time. I got kids. I got responsibilities at home. I got a business. Well, I used to have a fucking business to run. As I'm sure you do too, Bill.
Yeah, I do.
We don't have time
I do.
to fuck around anymore.
No.
We
No.
can take this anywhere we want to fucking take it. I don't really give a shit. It's time for people to get serious. If you want your fucking money, it's time to get serious. Because when somebody owes you money and they're playing games, sometimes you got to play hardball to get your money. Believe me, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, we know.
Asking is not going to, they're not just going to say, hey, you know what? You asked me nicely. Here's your money. Sometimes
Hey,
you have to do more than ask nicely.
Hey, Mike, speaking of money, let's get it out there. The Blue Beacon in Cheyenne, Wyoming is a pile of shit. I will be posting the pictures. They will charge you extra to brush soap onto your truck. They'll spray it off with water and whatever chemical they're using, but you see my hands, they're black. Yeah, that's from my damn trailer and showing him that it was dirty, and I'm not going to argue with him anymore. I'm just going to flood his ass on Facebook.
Okay, Mike.
I just wasted $40.
Right. Got you. That's fucked up. Anyway, Jennifer, how are you?
Okay, I got it. I think I got it. I'm doing all right.
Well, Jennifer's living room's doing all right, or somebody's living room anyway. Posing as Jennifer.
I see a comment here that says there's 28,000 brokers, and that's not correct.
There's 100,000.
Yeah. So, but
So
the
Jennifer-
auditing, if the auditing was organized and done like it's supposed to be, it would not be that hard. They're just not doing it.
Jennifer, when is your you and John's Facebook live being held? All right, so I guess she can't hear us or she can't communicate right now. Go ahead, Bill. Yeah, 28,000 brokers. The number is like 91,000, 92,000 or something, according to the FMCSA. But, you know, that's what it is. Look, the bottom line is people have to be able to, people are going to have to come to terms that there's an issue and there's a problem. And until they accept the fact that there is an issue and there is a problem, this will not be fixed. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. If you do loads that come off of a load board, you're getting screwed. I don't give a shit. You could be the greatest negotiator since Og Mandino, okay? I don't give a shit who you think you are. I've been doing sales my entire life. I know how to negotiate. You're negotiating blind. It is a joke. You are
Well,
losing money.
there's no other business that there's blind negotiating in. You know, you buy
You
a
are
house, you
losing
know
money.
exactly what you're paying.
You are losing money.
Yep.
And if you are okay with that, then you are okay with being fucking stupid. I don't give a shit what the fucking comments are from any of these old heads or any of these fucking smarter than everyone else fucking guys. You are fucking stupid. And that's just the bottom line. Anyway, Chris, your
What's
take,
up?
sir. Your take, sir.
I agree with you 100%.
These fucking dummies, they get on the phone with the broker, and the broker tells them, "Oh, I can do $1.50 a mile. That's all I got in the load." You believe him?
Hell no.
Is that what you're telling me?
I don't believe
You
him.
believe him?
Hell no, I
If the
don't.
broker says, "All I got is $3 in the load," you believe him? I mean, are you really this fucking stupid?
Well, I mean,
What
truck drivers are.
did you fucking fall off the back of? Were you born in this country? You believe some fucking shitheel broker telling you that all he has is $250 in a load? All I can do is 1,600, 17 drive. That's all I got. Okay, I can give you another $50. That's the best I can do. That's all I got. I'm only making $50 on this. You want it? What's your MC number? You believe him. You know why? Because you're fucking stupid and you have no experience in negotiating. And 90% of the motherfuckers out there calling for loads on load boards, that's exactly what they do.
He is screaming at whoever's on there.
They are fodder for guys like me, actually. They like to talk big on Facebook and social media. Talk big. I got one truck. I'm doing great.
At $3 a mile.
You are stupid.
$2.50 a mile.
That's
Hey, there's
why
really good-
That's why the brokerage industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it is unregulated because the main consumer is stupid, willing to do loads for shit money. These brokers have much more money in these loads, much more. That's why they ran their asses down to DC. Because they want to make sure they keep that money. That's why these mega corporations are feeding TIA millions of dollars every year. TIA has 1,600 members. 1600. And they kick the shit out of OOIDA's ass year after year in Washington. They got 150,000 members and they can't win a battle against TIA because they're fucking weak. They're run by weak men. Louis Pugh is a fucking clown. Todd Spencer needs to be taken out to the pasture and dealt with like old fucking Yeller. Weak.
You know we're live, right, Mike?
I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm glad we're live. People need to hear this. They need to understand They need to realize and understand what they're dealing with, what they're up against. You are all 1, 2, 3, 4, all gonna be out of business soon, whether you like it or not. They are trying to take you out of the truck, and they will do it. They have the ability to do it tomorrow. And they will. They will. Man up. Those two things hanging in between your fucking legs and your pants, those are called balls. Grab them. Man up. Anyway.
This mic off good.
Dan.
That's why he's the president.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
What do you got planned for the California Truck Show, sir?
Well, I'd like to, I think I was talking to Chris about this. I'd like to have a spot, maybe even outside. I mean, they have where they judge the trucks, the competition for the trucks. They give out the awards or whatever. I'd like to have somewhere where we could have like a freaking blowhorn or something like that, man. Just get people up. I mean, my vision on it is, and again, what I was saying about the marketing thing, I know there's people coming from all over the country, but I can market to California. There's a ton of truckers in California that'll most likely be there at some point. But I would love to see a huge crowd outside, on a day that the news channel, whoever's going to be covering the truck show, I'd love to figure out a way to get some media on that,
Yeah.
but just
we can definitely look into it.
Yeah, I mean, just try and draw a huge crowd to that thing on one day when we know, media is going to be there. I mean, I don't know. It was something that I was thinking about, man. But
Absolutely, that's a great idea. I was talking with Raphael, and he's going to be there as well. He lives 20 minutes away from the venue in Ontario. So, Bill.
Yes.
You want to, Jennifer, go ahead. I see you're back. Hello. I'm good, Albert. How are you?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to take myself out of the room for a second. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right. Okay. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good. What's going on, Jen?
Not much.
Jennifer.
Has John been in?
I
Anyone
think
see
so.
John tonight?
No.
Not tonight.
Okay. So, one thing I've been trying to warn people about is there's a new scam that's going on, and it involves a shipper giving a load to a broker, the broker brokering the load out to a legitimate carrier, then the carrier posing as the shipper and giving the load to the broker, and then to a carrier again. So now you've added an extra layer of insulation in there, and it would actually work either way, whether or not the shipper gives the load to a broker and the broker backs up and acts like the shipper, or he gives it to a carrier and the carrier backs up and acts like the shipper. But either way, it's going to result in two people not getting paid. Instead of just the carrier, you've got a broker now that may not get paid, and it's going to be harder to track down who the lead broker is. So I just wanted to, bring that one to everyone's attention. That's something John had come up at the end of last week. There's not really a way to combat that or to know as easily as you would with just a double brokered load if it's double brokered, because it's basically an identity theft and a double broker. Triple broker, I don't know what you call that. But also I was looking at the numbers, and I've mentioned before that this past year, November, and the first 2 weeks of December, we had 68 bad brokers. The year prior, we had 14 in the same time period. And this year, we're on track to have, I think I've estimated around 300 bad brokers in that time period. There's about 20 plus every single week being added to the bad broker alerts out there. And so basically every year over year for last year and this year, it's growing by 4 times per year. And it's getting to the point where it's hard to even tell if a legitimate broker has a legitimate load, or if somebody's stolen their identity and taken their rate con, and now it looks like they have a load, but they don't really have a load. So, I mean, it's almost getting to the point where you just can't even trust the loads that are legitimate loads. Like, oh yeah, I know.
So who's driving?
I'm sorry.
Hello?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's ADD that's driving.
There's a delay between the Facebook and the phone pop up. It's just a little bit messy. So where are you going?
I'm delivering flowers. I'm in outside of Denver right now. I'm headed for Glenwood Springs, Silverthorne, and Grand Junction.
Bill, were you
I
not
just got the
hearing
trailer
Jennifer?
washed and
I'm going to get into what was Jennifer.
Well, you know, there is a complaint number for Blue Beacon customer service. So,
hey, Bill, can you not hear Mike or Jennifer?
No, Mike took himself out of
Okay.
the room,
Oh,
so
Yeah,
his
he's back
video is
up.
back, but I can't hear him.
So
Can't hear
are
me?
you are you listening to the sound on the Facebook page and you're in the room? Because if so, you're delayed by like a minute, and you're walking over the top of everybody. You got to be in one room or the other.
No, yeah, let him have the floor.
No, I'm on my phone,
Okay.
and all
I
I
don't know
hear
what's
is
going
you
on
and
there.
me. All I hear is you and me. I don't hear anybody else.
But
Oh,
are you
yeah.
on the StreamYard page or the Facebook page?
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
issues.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get to some of these comments. We've got how to organize effectively is the goal next. That's an easy one. We're going to talk about that very soon. As soon as we have the permits, we will be talking about that. I'm working on that now. I think Bill is working on that as well. What's the truck wash have to do with tonight's show? I agree. I wish I knew, but it is what it is.
Well, I went to go get
92,000,
so
but
that
if
I could
they
get
had
the strike put on.
92,000, but if they had been doing them, it would not be such a thing. Yeah, you know what? The numbers are a little bit sketchy. So the FMCSA calculates it at 92,000, but your number could be correct too. They really don't keep records on brokers. So, and if they do, they don't make them public. So, you know, they hide everything. They put up a fake rate estimate and think we should negotiate with them on it. Yeah, it is what it is. You're totally right. It's absolute asshole. It's buffoonery. It's stupid. And, you know, somebody back in the 70s got the bright idea that, you know, this would be the best way to do it. And over time, it has become more and more buffoonery. Do you know what I mean? The first time I looked at a load board and I spoke to a broker, because I don't come from General Freight. I would never start in trucking in General Freight. And I feel bad for anyone who has. I come from household goods. So when I moved into General Freight, me and my partner were like, what the fuck is this? This is stupidity. What did we just jump out of the frying pan and into the fucking fire? This is the absolute most ignorant fucking thing ever. And the money is shit. And, you know, somebody a long time ago got the bright idea that this would be the best way to make things work more efficiently. And, you know, they were wrong in a nutshell. And no one's had the balls to say, this is stupid. They just let it get worse and worse and worse, decade after decade. And this is where we are now. It's normal. You've got a bunch of pencil neck clowns sitting in offices dictating what you're going to make on these loads. With the truck you purchased, you pay an asshole full of insurance for, you fix, you repair. This is stupid. It's buffoonery. And the truth of the matter is that I truly feel that many people don't understand that brokers are intermediaries. And they don't know what the definition of an intermediary is. An intermediary does not take 70% out of your money. That changes the definition. That changes the job description of what that person is. First, it makes them a thief. That's number one. But it changes their job description. I'll give you a perfect example. And I don't mean to put them on Front Street, but you're fucking here. So I'm going to put you on Front Street. Dan, what is standard commission on an insurance policy?
It's kind of all over the place. I mean, it can be anywhere from 3% to, well, for transportation, anywhere from 3% to 12%. Just depends on the line and the carrier and all that.
I have nothing else to say. Let's go to some more.
I will reiterate on that, Mike, because you guys might have seen something that I posted yesterday, I think it was, about a guy saying, about a guy talking about general liability policies and agents making bank on general liability policies. There are agents out there that are super fee heavy and they'll charge you a broker fee. My agency does not charge broker fees. But guys, I mean, a policy that takes us 2 hours from start to finish, we might make $50 on, know.
My point is, you are by definition an intermediary. You are not an insurance company. You are a broker.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah, broker.
You match me with an insurance company, correct?
Yes.
So by definition, you are an intermediary.
Right.
You make an intermediary's commission, correct?
Right.
And that commission is anywhere from 3% to 12% of the policy, correct?
That's right. Yep.
That is all I'm asking. That is an intermediary. Now, are there scumbags in your business that try to capture more?
For sure.
Okay, but they are few and far between, right?
I'd like to hope so, man. Yeah.
This entire general freight industry is filled with 92,000 scumbags trying to squeeze every bit of blood out of every load that they post on a loadable. That's my point. Thanks, Dan. Teach them your ways, Obi-Wan. I think they're talking about you, Bill. Thank you. Mike is speaking my language, LOL. Let me tell you how I learned. I'm going to give you a little bit of a story here. Back in, I want to say 1995, I was working at a firm on Wall Street. And there was a guy, I'm not going to get deep into the story, but there was a guy that had a tendency to play games with certain people's money. And one day, he played games with the wrong guy's money. Now, mind you, we were stockbrokers, right? Suits and ties, all working on Wall. This one guy, though, lived in Las Vegas. I remember this. He lived in Las Vegas. He worked out of a satellite office in Las Vegas. And he was in charge of paying certain people in this firm. And one day, he played games with the wrong person's money. And I heard the entire conversation, right? I heard the conversation. I heard the threats. And then I heard the phone click. The guy got up, left his office, and I didn't see him again for a few days. About a week goes by. This same individual now shorted my paycheck, and I'm on the phone with him. About a week later, I'm on the phone with him, and I'm talking to him about I believe he shorted me that month $20,000 or something like that. I'm on the phone with this guy, and all of a sudden, I heard a loud crash. It sounded like a door got kicked open. And I heard, "What the hell are you doing here? What do you want? How did you get in here?" And the next thing I heard was a lot of banging and yelling and screaming and things crashing. And for about 15 minutes, this went on. A lot of bumping. And then the phone just went dead. And I'm sitting there, I hung the phone up, and I don't know what the hell to think. And about 2 weeks later, that guy showed up at the office, the guy in Las Vegas. He had on sunglasses. He had his arm in a sling. He had a wrap around his head. He was missing some teeth. And he was walking with I want to call it a cane, but it's those things with the 4 prongs on the bottom of it. He was walking with one of those things. Somebody beat the holy shit out of him. Somebody beat the living shit out of him. They flew out to his office from New York and beat his fucking ass in his office. He told me they crashed his computer over his head, beat him unconscious. You see, that's what happens. That's how I learned. If you want to know how I learned, if you want me to, let me get this up here. If you want me to teach them your ways, Obi-Wan, that's how you learn. That's how you learn not to play games with people's money. That's the way, that's the force. My young Padawan. That is the force. This is the way.
Hypothetically.
Except that's a true story. True story.
I know, hypothetically.
That guy got his ass beat. Anyway, so much for rated PG-13 show. Yeah. Well, every night before I post this to YouTube, I click the little box that says this is not made for children. So we are not rated PG-13. We never was. I think if more brokers, got their asses beat, you'd probably have transparency. I know a few good places that could where it could start. the largest, there's some brokers out there, I'm not going to say any names, they've got 56 offices in 26 states and 8,000 employees. So if you go to the right state, you can flip a fucking nickel up in the air and it'll land on top of one of those cocksuckers. It just depends on the fucking state you happen to be in at the time. Ass whippings could be handed out very quickly in those fucking places. So I don't know.
There's one about 5 minutes down the road here in Las Vegas.
Exactly. 26 offices in 56 fucking states. I'm sure you can find somebody's ass to fucking kick.
We got an extra 6 states.
Anyway, Chris.
What's up?
Let's go to Joseph. Joseph, you still there or you fell asleep, bro?
No, I'm still here.
Joseph's a clown.
Anything you want to
Right,
anything you
Jennifer?
want to add?
Joseph, tell us about the clown experience.
Well, that's what he's calling me. That's what he's calling me.
What happened, Joseph? Oh yeah, I saw you had a problem with what's his name?
Woody.
Hold on.
Capone.
Yeah. Wood.
Wood.
What happened with Wood?
That's not his name, by the way.
I know. We can talk about that. You know what? Let's talk about that outside of the show because we don't want to put anybody's business out there. So I don't want to get into that right here. This is something that we could talk about outside of the show because this is business and we don't want to upset anyone. And personally, I don't think it was that serious of an issue. So I don't want to put that out there. But I did see that, Joseph, and I will speak to you about that later on. So, Jennifer, Bill, anything you wanted to add before I go back to Jennifer?
No, I'm good.
You're quiet now.
Yeah.
I assume you are concerned that you may incriminate yourself. Are you regretting the fact that you logged in today?
No. People fall around me. I have no idea where those things happen. They just happen, Oh, sorry. Did you fall?
People,
Damn, here, let me help you up. Oh, did you fall again? Oh, I'm sorry. It happens.
exactly.
And Bill's just a little guy, Bill's just a little guy.
I'm just a little guy. I don't know how that happens. I'm not 280 pounds, but I am.
He's so dainty.
Yeah.
People slip and fall all the time, Bill. That guy in Las Vegas slipped and fell a few times that day.
Mm-hmm.
Bill walks around in a puddle of spigot
As a
span.
matter of fact, what's really funny is my wife and I, after reading some of the comments headed directed towards me and us while we were in DC, I said, I need to go get something. And so we went for a walk and we went down to where the car was parked. And there was a liquor store across the way. And we she likes a certain thing. And I was like, okay. So I got her that. And I was like, okay, I'll try one. So we walked out and there's a guy who was, let's just say he was down on his luck, and he looked right at me and he recognized me from somewhere else. And I was like, and I'm standing there and she's looking at me and she goes, "What's going on?" I said, "That dude remembers me from years ago." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And then he said something about what happened and this, that, the other. And then I just looked over at him. I said, "So you remember, huh?" And he goes, "Yeah." He says, "Sit down, old man." I said, "Didn't you make that mistake before?" And then she looks at me and she just says, "Please, just sit down. We don't." And I was like, "Okay, so I'll sit down." I sat down and he says, yeah, sit down, old man. I was like, okay, all right. I was like, Then he goes something. He said, "Atlantic City." I said, "Your memory didn't fail you, did it?" Well, I said, "You take care of yourself now. I'm going to go back to enjoying my drink." And that was the end of it. It just was really weird that years later, I'm in the nation's capital. This guy remembers me.
Right. Right. Yeah. Honestly, Bill, I saw the comments too. I mean, it is what it is. Like you can't let that shit get to you, man. I mean, people are gonna comment. I stopped caring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but
I
just
saw. It is what it is, man. Look, we're out here trying to get something done. Whether people appreciate it or not, that's on them. I personally appreciate you. I appreciate everything you did, and everything you're doing. And, it is what it is, man. You don't let it get to you. You know what I mean? I try not to let it get to me. And, it is what it is, man. Like,
well, it just it was a complicated situation because of all the things that happened over the past year and a half. So it was just a little bit. So I threw some stuff back through some emails and stood on some people yesterday and today. So they got the message, But it is what it is. You're right. But the one thing that people need to understand is we're not individualists. We're trying to make things better for the whole industry. I was talking with a fellow yesterday who is part of the UAW situation going on right now. And he said the one thing that people don't understand about you guys is you're here for the long haul. You're here to make things better for the industry as a whole. And once people start to understand that the industry as a whole needs to improve, and you're just not here for getting what you get and beating down the other guys. And that seems to be something that is a prominent mantra through many of these talking heads, that they just want to get what they can and dog out the other guy. And that's not what advocacy is about. These people don't even understand being an advocate if that's their position, to dog someone else out or to say they make more money or to say anything in that realm whatsoever. Or the joke the other day was that I'm out of business and that I'm bankrupt and that I'm a failure. So
who did that?
One of those talking heads over there. They're saying
that the reason. That's a lot of information. You're bankrupt and you're out of business and you're what? Like, what is
failure?
You're a failure.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what these people are saying. They just don't.
He's your partner?
No.
Does he have access to your QuickBooks or some shit?
No, he's just running his mouth. That's how people are. I don't pay no attention to them.
Exactly.
Bill, that's a pretty damn nice truck for being bankrupt. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
right. Once for being bankrupt, So, I mean, I never had to lease purchase a truck. I've always been able to go to my own bank and say, hey, what's this here? And then I'm bringing you this business plan, and then here you go. And they used to write me a check right there on the spot. I mean, times have changed. I've done some other things, been invested in some other things years ago. So, whatever.
Yeah. Bill, now you don't have to go to the bank. You just sign it online.
Yeah.
Bill, is that a Kenworth you got? The green
big old Kenworth.
No, believe it or not, that's a Volvo. That's a mid-roof. It's a 730. That thing has got tons of room in it. So, I mean, yeah.
What year is it?
It's a 2018.
I didn't see your truck. I thought you had a classic truck. I didn't know you had a Volvo, bro.
Yeah, I sold that Peterbilt a few years ago. It was sitting here just accumulating dust and then got in my way. And I talked to a couple people, and then the guy from Peterbilt called me and offered me decent money for it. And I said, well, when do you want me to drop it off?
Right.
He dropped it off, and then Debbie took him some paperwork, and we did what we did, and there it went. So I've got this one now. So
right. No, that's a nice truck.
Thank
you. Dan.
You don't want to talk to us no more.
Are you
No, I
on
was
your
on
way
there.
home?
Yeah, I'm home now. I just pulled up.
You're home now.
Yeah, I'm home now. Yep.
You're afraid to get out the car, right? Because it's so fucking hot, right?
No, actually, I'll be honest with you, man. It's been beautiful out here. I
Yeah.
say beautiful. I say, 80, 85, but,
That's a pretty shitty day over here, brother. 80, 85 is like, that's tough. I
I
can't.
know.
That's pretty rough, man.
Yeah. Well, 115, 122 is rough for us, man.
Yeah, you're talking a totally different ball game there. They cook eggs down there on a hot day on the sidewalk
Yep.
without a pan.
Yeah, my garden, my first year doing I put a couple garden boxes in the backyard, and everything was doing great until about the end of June, beginning of July, and then it didn't matter how much water I gave it; it was done.
I hear
I'm looking
you,
forward to
brother.
that corn on the cob, man. But
Do you? How far
but
are
hey,
you
Mike.
from downtown, like the casinos?
About 15, 20 minutes.
Oh fuck, that's cool.
Yeah. Yep. I was downtown Fremont this week. Downtown Fremont this weekend. I had some family in from Connecticut here for what is it? iHeart,
Mhm.
the concert there.
Yeah.
But yep. But yeah. Hey, I just wanted to touch base on something that Jennifer was talking about too. There's um, with the scams. I mean, they're all over the place. And they're coming up with new and clever ways to scam everybody. You know.
Right.
But my email got hacked into. About 24,000 emails were sent out with my domain name on it.
Damn.
And Outlook or Microsoft shut me down from Friday last week till just today. They turned me back on. But so they're coming up with new and clever ways to scam everybody. But as far as truckers go, I will respond to these messages whenever I see them. But guys, these grant scams are out there.
Right.
Trust me,
I delete
they're out
them
there.
all day long. Yeah.
Delete them, because I don't care what they say. And now they're even trying to say they're SBA loans. They're not SBA. And I don't mind saying it now. I'm still pretty pissed, and I'm still fighting my way back. But I got fucked for about $95,000. So
Wow.
Jeez.
just
That hurts.
just that hurts a lot, man. So I see them. They're becoming more and more. They're becoming more and more, and I'll tell people in their postings. I'll say if it's not an SBA, go to SBA.gov. So now these people are starting to say they're SBA grants also. So,
Right. Dan.
Yeah.
My partner got caught up in one of those too, and I
Oh,
told him, and he got caught up in it too. They are all scams. The SBA does not put posts on social media. They do not have representatives. You need to contact the SBA directly if you're looking for a loan or a grant or any type of help. And usually, I would say 85% of the time, the answer is going to be no. So don't waste your time. You're not going to get one fucking red cent out of the SBA. If you can't get it out of your local bank, you're not going to get it out of the SBA. The SBA is a sham. They only give money to people that do not need it. You are not going to get any money out of the SBA. I delete these posts all day long. I just deleted one right before I came on tonight. They're in my group. They're in my other group. They're everywhere. So I've also been getting inundated with the Indians calling me about dispatching services. Just all day long, these Indians calling me about dispatching services.
You're just barely getting those? Hell, I've
You
been
know,
getting
I
those for
hope
a year
they
and a
watch
half.
this show. Stop calling me because I'm never going to use you. I'm never going to do business with you. I do not use dispatchers. And if I was looking for a dispatcher, I have a whole department of qualified dispatchers that I would pick any day of the week over fucking you. So stop calling me. I will never do business with you. F off. I'm the last person you want to even call. Don't even bother dialing my fucking phone. Not unless you're fucking
Tell us how you
Uber.
really feel.
Not unless you're Uber bringing me my fucking dinner. Don't fucking bother calling me. But Dan, you are correct, sir. Those SBA loans are, they're all a scam. Do not fall for it. Do not fall for anything online.
They are very sophisticated in how they do it too. You know, they've got it down to a T on what to say on the platforms they use. You know, it looks very real. You know, but that old saying, you know, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. You know,
Yes, I have.
hard to,
Dan, I have the reason why I say what I say is because my first run in with the SBA was back in like 1993, 1994. And I sat down with them and I was starting a new firm and I wanted to get funding for everything that I needed. I didn't want to use my own money and I wanted to get funding through the SBA. Now, they gave me this big shtick, song and dance, jerked me off, made me go do business plans, submit this and submit that. And at the end of it all, it was just more questions after more questions after more. It was a bunch of bullshit. And this was the actual SBA.
right.
I'm in their offices in Manhattan. And they were jerking me off then. And this was the actual SBA. Now, this was like 1993, 1994. So, all these scams now are a fucking joke. I see them and I just start laughing. Like, are you serious? And I just delete them. So, like, I mean, I wouldn't do business. I called the SBA back in April. When people first started going out of business, people were contacting me, asking me for help, this, that. So someone mentioned, why don't we contact the SBA and see if there's something they can do? So I started inquiring at the SBA. Someone actually gave me the woman's name and email that runs the SBA. I forget her name. She's a Latin lady, Spanish. I forget her name, but she actually runs the SBA. And I just, shits and giggles one Sunday night, I sent her an email. Monday morning, she responded back to me. And she said, basically, we can't help you. You know what I mean? We're sorry to hear about the situation in the trucking industry, but all of our programs that we had during COVID are closed and we don't have anything to help you right now. So, they basically told me F off. So, I wouldn't mess with anything that said SBA or any type of loan on it right now. There's no money out there. Money's tight. No one's lending. Only scammers. So if you want to get scammed, go ahead. But money's tight right now. Nobody's lending.
Yep, scammers and what do they call them? Those loans that are predatory,
Payday loans.
Yeah, payday loans. If you don't have the right title company, they can be predatory. Actually, the majority of them are. Those and then those stupid loans that they go by your revenue. And in my eyes, if you give me $35,000 and you want me to pay that back in 6 months, don't you think you're setting somebody up for failure with that?
Right.
Really?
That's almost as good as we're going to postpone your mortgage for 6 months, but you got to pay it all at once. once we
Yeah.
reinitiate
There's
it.
a
That was
lot
the
of,
best
you know,
one.
there's a lot of shit like that. Like these insurance companies that, you know, they give you a fucked up rate and then they want a massive deposit. They're
Yeah.
setting you up for failure. You know what I mean? And people are desperate. It's like Progressive. You know what I mean? You know, oh, okay, yeah, I'll put your truck on the road. It's going to be $3,500 a month, and you got to put down a $6,000 deposit. They're
Yeah.
basically telling you right there, I know you're going to fucking fail, so I want to get my money up front.
Yep.
It's the same
No, and
shit.
it goes deeper than that too, Mike. The you know, 98% of those markets out there are not direct billed like Progressive, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have dealt with this, but you know, where they're financed through a finance company and it takes 90 days to get a truck off your policy, you know, and in the meantime, okay, you're down, you know, you started with 4 trucks, you're down to 2 trucks, right? And for those 90 days, you're paying for the 4 trucks until they get those, you know, until they get the finance company gets those numbers figured out, you know?
Bullshit, man.
You're trying to pay for 4 with 2 working units, you
Right.
know?
Right.
I mean, it goes much deeper, absolutely.
And what's the recourse there? Who do you go to?
As far as, I mean, I can call these, all right, so, you know, it starts with the insurance company. They got to do their thing and they got to figure out unearned premium due back to the finance company, right? So, I mean, I can call them every day and I'm going to get the same answer every day.
But how
If
do you
I ask,
file a complaint against a finance company?
well, there's not really a way that I'm aware of. If there was,
Right.
trust me. I mean,
Sounds like brokers.
yeah, the
Sounds like
finance,
brokers.
yeah, and the finance companies are predatory too. I mean, if you all you got to do is look at the finance, the APRs on those. I mean, they are considered high risk loans because there's no collateral on them, you know, and they get fucked too. Believe me, you know. But yeah, there's no recourse for that, Mike. I mean, that's when I think about it, there are billion-dollar companies out there. You know, Progressive is a billion-dollar company, and their system is amazing. I mean, they may not be the best company, but their system is awesome. You know what I mean? The when I go and do an endorsement, add a truck, take a truck off, you know, that money or that billing is updated within 7 to 10 days. You know, these indirect markets and the finance companies that they work alongside, you know, 90 days, 120 days, you know. I
You
mean,
deal,
people go out of business for that,
you
you
know,
know.
Dan, you deal with General Freight. If you were in household goods, you would have a different view of Progressive. They've cornered the household goods market. They
Have
pretty
they
much,
really?
yeah, they're pretty much the only option in the entire country to get insurance for household goods. And you know, anyone in household goods would tell you that Progressive is fucking Satan. Uh,
Yeah.
they really are. They have another company that they came up with. I forget the name of the company that they use to also do insurance for household goods. They're absolutely fucking horrible. But you know, the insurance industry is a whole nother nightmare. If you think general freight and transparency is an issue that is not going to ever be solved, the insurance industry is a fucking mess. It is an absolute horror. It is a fucking mess, and I don't want any fucking thing to do with it. It's totally disgusting.
Yeah, somebody posted on one of my other groups, one of the insurance groups. They said insurance in 5 words, and I said I forget exactly. It was 5 words, but it was something like absolute shit show.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's
unregulated in my opinion,
yeah,
and no cap on rates. They basically do whatever they want to do, and they've got a lot of, what do you call word salad? You know, appetites, risk, and this,
yeah,
that. It's just word fucking salad. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They're no different than freight brokers. They're a bunch of fucking scammers. trying to squeeze everything they can out of fucking people, and it's a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Any of you guys,
that state shit.
yeah, if any of you guys, and I'm sure you are, whether you realize it or you're not, or you don't, you know, you might have mixed pallets, or you might be hauling containers, if you look at your policies, especially if you're a dry general freight. When I ask you what you're hauling, and you say, oh, dry general freight, right? And then I get a press for give me some ideas of what you're hauling, right? You know that 90% of those markets out there, even if you say you're hauling containers, which sometimes you might not know what's in them, or you're hauling mixed pallets, or general freight, or whatever it is, they may have electronics in there. Check your policies. I'll tell you that right now, because 90% of the time, electronics are excluded.
Right, I saw that. A few things are excluded. Right.
There's quite a few. There can be. Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
included in our policy.
Yeah.
And
your
there's a lot of
policy?
things that are excluded by the bonds too that won't be covered. I just have found out lately that a lot of people are not aware of exempt commodities and intrastate loads, so it's loads that pick up and deliver in the same state, not being covered by broker bonds. And I'm just saying, there's been a lot of drivers recently that have come to me and not known this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I got caught up in it.
It's very common.
Brokers are not bound by law if the load does not cross state line. So,
and if it's raw or in
file a claim against their bond, if the load is local, you can't file a claim against a broker's bond.
If it's a food load, or if it's raw or natural state, it's not covered by the bond. Like even telephone poles, if they're covered, if they're coated with creosote, they're covered. If they're not coated with creosote, they're not. I mean, you have to look at the commodity list. Cottonseed oil, cotton is all covered, but then cotton, whatever else is not covered. I mean, they have bits and pieces all over, and you have to know what you're hauling and whether or not it's covered.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. Did you know that? Did you know that if a load does not cross state lines, a broker is not liable for it?
Yeah, I knew that.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah, we talked about it before previously. That's something that we need to change in the upcoming broker reform in our discussions.
Hey, Mike. Somebody wants to know what you're doing. I'll let you tell them.
Walking around Walmart looking for a brush so I can wash the back of my door right so I can spray paint it. Because I'm not dealing with fucking truck washes no more.
You are fucking ADD.
I am, ain't I?
Chris, Ed McMahon. What state are you in today, Chris?
Texas still.
The state of confusion.
Yeah.
Weren't you going to meet up with Jennifer?
I did.
We did.
Okay. What did you guys go out to dinner or something?
No, I got run off by the security guard.
Jennifer, you pulled your switchblade out on a security guard?
No, so they recently redid this truck stop right over the Tennessee line, right north of Mississippi, and Chris was parked in the back. Of course, I just always go around wherever Texas is at. I go and hop in the truck with him or whatever. So I go around and find CB Trucking, and I pull up next to him. Security guard comes out and says, this is for big trucks only over here. I said, I'm not gonna be here that long, sir. Don't worry. And there's like 2 trucks in like 25 spaces. I mean, come on, it's not that serious, guy. And so he comes out, and after about 10 minutes, and starts tapping his foot at me. And I was like, well, Chris, I guess that means my time's up. I gotta go. The parking Nazi was like seeing me out of here.
Yeah, so right after you left, I was going to go to the restroom and take off, and the security guard comes back out, and he's all like, "Oh, I marked you gone. I thought you left." I'm
You can't fix stupid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he wasn't all there. He was like, he had some kind of mental challenge.
And he was real proud of his job. Let me just say that. He was
Well,
real proud
yeah.
of his job.
But I got a saying for security guards. If it wasn't for security guard jobs, there'd be a hell of a lot of unemployable people. Just
Good
saying.
thing.
I believe I saw him
Good
eating paste
thing.
when he went back in the building, saying.
So I'm glad you guys actually had the opportunity to meet face to face. You know, anytime something like that happens, it's always a good deal.
Yeah.
You know, I got a lot of today after the show on Twitter. I got a lot of people contacting me. I got a lot of people contacting me, offering help, wanting to get involved with our movement. And one gentleman contacted me, and he mentioned something to me. And we're already looking into filing a bunch of class action suits against certain freight brokers and certain associations. But one guy contacted me about filing lawsuits against congressmen and senators.
James.
And yeah. And I personally never knew that was even possible, but come to find out after doing some research, it absolutely is. If you
It's
check
constitutional law.
yes, you can sue a congressman or senator for violating your constitutional rights. 18 USC 242. You can check it out. And Title 14, 1983 provides an individual the right to sue state government employees and others acting under color of state law for civil rights violations.
Yep. Now we need to have Blake write us up the form saying that we are putting them on notice that we're suing them, and start getting them all signed and start getting them sent up there. The one thing that's going to cost a little bit of money is the certified mail, because it has to be delivered to them and their signature on it. But yeah, that's why I brought you in the room this morning, Mike.
So, and I appreciate that, sir. As you could see, I was taking notes. So 18 USC 242 states, this provision makes it a crime for someone acting under color of law to willfully deprive a person of a right or privilege protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States. Now, Bill, Mr. McKelvey.
Yeah, I'm here.
So now, 49 CFR 371.3, would that fall under a rule or a law? Which one would that? What are you giggling? I'm being very serious. What are you giggling for?
Because the first one to be getting sued is Peter Judge, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm not a lawyer. I only play one on this TV. Mr. McKelvey, question. 49 CFR 371.3 now. Would that fall under a rule or a law? What is that exactly?
It's under the Code of Federal Regulations, so that would have to be submitted to a lawyer and I don't want to speak wrongly, so I would think you would talk to the lawyer, because for it to be a law, it would have to go through Congress, because Congress makes the laws of this nation. So this is a federal regulation, and that's what 49 CFR is. Code of Federal Regulations. So
it was signed by a president. That makes it law.
Michael, you are correct. It was signed by Jimmy Carter on July 1st, 1980, year of our Lord.
It's law.
I believe that would make it a law, Bill. I don't know. Like I said,
he don't even want to play a lawyer on TV.
I only
Bill don't want nothing to do with this.
So now, he just doesn't. He's right. You don't want to speak for something he's not sure about. I'm not sure either. But this individual, I believe, Mike, you said his name is James.
James. Yep.
He did bring this up to me, and I think it's kind of interesting. And if anyone's interested in knowing more about this, I do not have the information to post in the screen here, but I can tell you that it's 18 USC 242. I believe that's the federal version, and then the state version is Title 14, 1983, Section 1983. Title 14, 1983. So you can Google that if you'd like. But this guy obviously knows his stuff, and he's done it before. And from what I'm reading, it's absolute facts.
Yep.
So
you want me to send you the Maxis? You want me to send you the Maxis? I have that as well.
Send me everything you got, sir. Give me all the hot sauce you can give me. Let's see here. Now that we're having some fun. 18 USC 242 141 9839er. Fiverr. Tango Whiskey Foxtrot.
Yeah, after about the probably third $500,000 personal lawsuit that he receives, he's probably going to think twice about what he's doing.
So the whole transportation board would be good. Well, there's two of them. You've got the Surface Transportation Committee. You've got the Transportation Committee. You've got the Transportation Board Committee in the House, and you've got the Transportation Committee in the Senate. I believe the Transportation Committee in the House is larger. The one in the Senate, yeah, you've got two. So yeah, you could send that to all of them. I think it costs $20 or $30 for every one you send.
No, Mike, you're misunderstanding me. You send it to one person. 30 people send it to one person. People send it to one person. About the third time, each one of those is $500,000 lawsuit.
Right. We're going to get into the details of it. I don't want to put it all in there right now, but we'll get into it.
Okay.
But
I'll shut up now.
No, you're correct. It's just, I don't want to have a 3-hour-long show tonight. I'm not in the mood. No, transportation committees, you're correct. Transportation board, it doesn't matter. They don't do shit. So transportation, fuck, whatever. Just those people in Washington. Include FMC. Yeah, you're absolutely fucking right. Include the FMCSA and everyone. Thank you. You are absolutely right. Bunch of smileys, laughs, law. I want to say it's a law. Yeah. Codes are laws broken down into numeric form for identification purposes. That's what I read. Look, I'm not one of these people. Like, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not one of these government people. I have to Google everything. Google made me an expert. So
they're going to take that shit off of Google.
Yeah, that's what a code is. A code is a law broken down into numeric form for identification purposes. So that's what I read, and that's what it is. It would appear to me that this situation, 18 USC 242, would fall under that preview, and we would be within our rights to do that. And we will definitely be looking into that, among other things. We just to let everybody know, I think this slipped my mind for some reason. We are currently working on a class action lawsuit. against a major freight broker who I will not mention. I will not say the name at this point, but it is a major freight broker in this country, and a broker association. So we are working on filing a class action lawsuit against them, and we will be looking for people that would like to join that lawsuit. As soon as we get everything back from the lawyers and we find out which way this is going to go, we will be filing a lawsuit and serving people with papers, so to speak. You know, those little blue packets of means basically show up in fucking court. You've been served. That's what we're going to be sending out to people.
Summons.
So
Yeah, summons.
thank you. Summons.
Actually, it's a subpoena, is what it is.
Subpoena. Thank you. And so we are going to be working on that. So please keep your eyes open for that, because you may not think you are eligible for this, but you just might be. It is not for what you think it's for. This is for antitrust laws that have been broken and other things, coercion, and a bunch of other things. So please keep your eyes open for that. I don't know either, but I did ask a family lawyer. Thank you. I believe that's Carmen Love. Everyone, Carmen Love is in the house. So, yes, that is Carmen.
And she's
If
a smart
brokers can
cookie, too.
ignore Title 49, then why do we have to abide by it? You don't. That's the beauty of America. You don't. That's a very good question, and my answer is you don't. There's a lot of things that the law says we have to do, but that doesn't mean we have to do it. You have the right to do whatever you want to do in this country. Now, does that mean you won't have to deal with the consequences of those choices? Yeah, you will. But, you know, that's what's called being a man. You know what I mean? Or being an adult.
Adult.
You know,
Adult.
you make decisions and you deal with the consequences of those decisions, good or bad. I've made my choices, I've made my decisions, and I'm prepared to deal with those consequences. So it is what it is. But you don't. You absolutely do not. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Always consult a real lawyer, not one that only plays one on TV. All the transportation.
Mr. Matlock, that's what we're going to call you. Matlock.
Ben.
Matlock.
Laugh. PhD in Google information. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whenever I have a question, I always consult one of my old professors from my college days, Professor Google, Mr. G. Heck yeah, that's up my alley.
Google's like my wife. She knows everything, brother.
Oh,
actually, my wife has that cup. My wife has that cup. I don't need.
I didn't know Jamie was in the house. Mr. Anderson, Texas trucker.
Yeah,
He's invisible.
I'm doing all right, brother. I don't have really good service. I'm driving, heading down to Laredo.
Smile.
And
what's going on in Laredo?
Nowhere. So I got a load going down there. I heard there's an invasion down there. I'm gonna go look for myself.
Always believe what your eyes are seeing and your ears are hearing, sir. That is a smart move. Go down there for yourself. Take some pictures.
I'm going to be backed up right against the Rio Grande over here, so we're going to see what's going on for real.
Did you take your AR?
I got my little low tire knocker. No, but I got my tire knocker down there ready to go. How y'all been today, man? I went over and listened to President Trump, he actually brought up trucking and the autonomous trucks and how they're going to destroy the trucking industry, the transportation industry. So I guess he's got some eyes on what's going on too.
Where was this?
He just got through having doing a speech in Michigan on the
rally.
United Auto Workers, and all that was brought up. Yeah, all that was brought up.
And he actually said the word truck.
Yeah. He said the autonomy and the trucks, and he said think it's going to be bad in cars. They're wanting to put these trucks on the road, and he launched into it, talking about the weight of them and putting people out of work. He did go into it, so he's getting some information from somewhere. He may be watching us in the
He's
background.
watching our
there, brother.
spaces
Jamie.
after. He's watching our
Hey,
spaces
Jamie.
after we
Jamie.
leave.
Yeah.
Jamie, are you looking at my camera?
Yeah, I can see you. What's up?
My hat is off to Mr. Trump, sir. My hat is off to Mr. Trump.
Yeah, he
Okay.
He did bring it up, man. That's twice I've heard him bring it up in the last few
My
weeks.
hat is off, sir. If he brought it up, my hat is off. That is more than I can say for anyone.
Anyone
in the government right now. My hat is off to him, sir. Thank you.
more than Asian Mai even gives us. He supposedly is our news.
Say that again, Michael.
I said that's more than Asian Mai gives us, and he's supposed to be the trucker news.
You should have heard him on that show. I don't approve of people shutting down. People. It's gonna make people late for work, and it's gonna.
Going to cause traffic jams
Well,
and wrecks.
y'all check this out. Something I seen on there today. Now,
Is this guy, man?
I seen something on there yesterday where he was commenting on one of his videos, and he actually told somebody that he supported us shutting down on September 27th.
Yeah,
He said that. So
he said that on. Yeah, he said that on September 26th, right?
yeah. I think it was yesterday when he said it. I don't know when the video was from. I was just reading some comments.
Sellouts, bro. Sellouts. Sellouts.
They're trying to get ahead of it. They can see that we're serious. They can see that asswipes like
telling you right
me are
now.
on a live video washing their trucks so we can advertise that we're striking.
Well, I tell you right now, I poked you out in the eye pretty hard earlier. So
It's funny because Alex stopped talking to me probably a month
Come on, dude,
after
give
he
me a
did
line.
that show with me, right? And
Thank you, dude.
I
Burn
understand
your
why.
eyes out your head.
It took
Sorry.
me a while to understand why. At first I was like everyone else, like, oh, he's busy. He does this show. He's got all these followers, and then
He's got his money, and he's got his money and his sponsors to worry about. That's all he cares about. He's not about the truckers. He's about a damn paycheck.
He doesn't
Fuck
give
the truckers.
one fucking shit about trucks or truckers. All he cares about is selling those stupid fucking.
He found a
t-shirts
niche.
and those
He
fucking
found a
hats
niche.
in truck stocks. Right. He doesn't give a shit about trucks, man. And he don't want to rock no boat. It's the same thing with Overdrive. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with Overdrive.
So I hope that you give them about as much time as they gave you when shit hits the fan. Because they're going to want an interview. They're going to want to know what's going on. They're going to want to talk to everybody that's sitting up in Washington. And I hope you give them one of these right here. See that one? I hope you give them one of those.
Exactly. Trump was informed of TNOOA. My daughter just walked in to say goodnight. My daughter, a.k.a. Future, says hello and good night. Hello, good night.
Good night, Carmen. Good night,
yeah.
love. Good
Right.
night, Future.
That's Carmen's daughter, Carmen Love, and her daughter. And we appreciate all of their support, especially Carmen. She is amazing. We really need to show up and register to vote And, we really need to make a difference here as far as voting is concerned.
Now we need to get Miss Hernandez into transportation and get her voted in.
Right.
Because she's had it with the stupidity.
Right. Carmen does a lot as far as registering people to vote, and we really need to do that. We really need to start focusing on voting people, electing people that have trucking interests at heart, and not just trucking interests, but American interests at heart. I can tell you, if I was born in 1970, and I'm my parents are American. I'm born and raised American, just like all of you, hopefully.
Pardon me.
Chris, I don't know.
I was born human.
Chris, I don't know about you, bro.
What?
The jury's still out on you. I think you're.
Why?
I think you're from some other planet.
Well, check this out, Mike. I got some news for you too, man.
Hold on, man. 1 second, Jamie. What I wanted to say was, this is not what I thought this country was going to be like when I was 10 years old. You know what I mean? Or, 15 years old, 20 years. This is not the country of my birth, man. This is some crazy liberal psychopathic, just whack job lunacy.
We're in an alternate dimension.
No clue what the hell this is. You know what I mean? But this is not the country of my birth. I'm proud to be an American, but I don't know what the hell that means anymore, man. I really don't. Am I proud that people are running across the border without anything happening to them, without being turned back around because they have no right to be here? Am I proud of that? Am I proud that my brothers and sisters out there driving trucks are paying $5 a gallon for diesel fuel? Am I proud about? Do I salute the flag? Am I proud about that, man? $5 a gallon for diesel fuel. Am I proud that my own government won't protect my fucking rights to earn a fair living? Am I proud about that? I don't know. And I'll park it right there. Jamie, go ahead, brother.
I was speaking with James Bradley earlier. He's running out in California to unseat Shifty Schiff, Adam Schiff, Pencil Neck. And he says he's got 3 spots on primetime news, 3 30-minute spots on primetime news. And one of them spots he wants to showcase us and have us come on and address the problems with the trucking industry and what we're dealing with and what we're doing to fight it. So don't have a date or a time yet, but that's in the works. So be prepared, Mike.
Okay, absolutely. I am prepared, sir. I will have my best tie ready to go. Standing at attention, sir. I am ready to go. Bill, my co-host, he will be there. Chris, you're my No Alive co-host. Bill is my advocacy co-host. Bill's like my bodyguard.
I want to be the asshole of the room. I just want to be the asshole of the room.
I send Bill into the room first, and then I peek out from behind him.
Every meeting.
We were expecting to meet some guy, Mike. I'm like,
every meeting. Bill, go ahead, take it. And I was like, okay, So, yes, Carmen, we will speak. I am interested in seeing what we have for the voting. I know that we still have to get that done, and I got to get my head out of my ass and stop feeling sorry for myself. Look, hey, man, I'm not a sore loser. I got my ass kicked. I got sucker punched. I got my ass kicked. But you know what?
It's not about what it's not about getting knocked down. It's what you do when you get knocked down. I'm getting myself
How
back.
fast you get up?
You know what I mean? So yeah, they got me. It ain't over though. It ain't over though. I still got a heartbeat and I'm still breathing. I got a little bit of wind knocked out of me. They sucker punched me with that one. I thought that they was gonna do the right thing and be honorable, but I see I'm dealing with scum and worms. So it is what it is. Now we can go to projects rules. You know what I mean? We could do prison rules. So it's all good now. I'm gonna leave that one there. God bless us all and the USA Asus. I'm sorry, US. I said Asus because I just got a new motherboard and it's an Asus motherboard. So sorry about that. Who is that up there in that empty space? Dan, is that you? Dan.
No.
Or is it Joseph?
I think it's
No,
Joseph.
That's Dan. That's Dan.
Oh, it's Dan.
I think Dan was taking a nap. Look, we've been on for 2 hours. Let's shut it down. Dan, I'm going to start with you and we'll go around the room. If you got
Good
any
night.
final thoughts, anything you want to get off your chest, let us know.
Our fearless leader needs a nap.
Nah, it's just no point in hanging
What
on.
are you doing, dude?
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, I'm good, man. I'm chilling. I'm listening. My phone was dying, so I had to sit next to the charger, let it charge up a little bit. But
anything new on the horizon? You got anything coming up? Are you doing another Facebook Live? I know that last one was pretty good.
yeah, no, we will be, and I think we decided, I think every other week. I mean, we can do it every week, but we want to give other people a chance too. But no, a couple new things that we have. I posted on the Noah's page. So we have a new program. It's a 3-day policy. If you're picking up a truck from a dealership, but you need to get it, you need to move it. It's not on your full authority policy or whatnot. Or if you pick it up in another state, as long as you're not hauling anything, it's 60,000 combined single limit for the liability portion, and they'll go up to 100,000 for the physical damage value on it. But the cool thing about it is it's 365 out the door. So that's a 3-day policy to be able to move a vehicle that's not currently on your insurance policy. Registration, that's no good for registration. You can't buy that policy and take your truck down and register it. But you can use it. I get a lot of people to ask if we have temporary policies, and up to about a week ago we did not. So I mean, the shortest term that we could do was 3 months. So 3-day policies now are available, 365 out the door. And then we do have a couple new markets that I was pretty excited about. We haven't written anything with them yet. They are tough underwriting on those ones, but they have amazing rates if you fit the appetite. No, man, just plugging away. We're still saving people a ton of money. People that are calling in. I mean, I'm telling everybody about Noah. A guy asked me about some compliance stuff that he needed done, and I said, I can give you a guy, but you have to be a member of Noah in order to benefit or use that benefit. So he signed up the other day, actually. But no, man, we're just plugging away. We're always on the look for new programs. And things are still tough in the insurance industry. They're getting tougher in the transportation industry. They're still taking things away and changing things left and right, but we are finding better and better markets all the time. So, yeah, that's about it, bud.
We appreciate you, Dan. Thank you. Real quick, Dan, do we offer intermodal? insurance?
Intermodal, yeah, I have a ton of intermodal guys.
Okay, so I can delete this clown and put him on post approval
Yeah.
for posting right there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let me do that right now.
Hey, Mike, can you check did I get taken off as admin? Because there was a couple of posts that I saw earlier today that I tried doing something about, and it's not letting me do anything.
Let me look. I wasn't here all day pretty much, so
Your kid redid our Facebook.
no, you're an admin, sir. I'm looking at it right now.
Huh, I don't know. Maybe it was just, because I checked both my profiles, my Davison Associates and my personal profile, and it wouldn't let me for some reason.
Someone is trying to go around the association and get to you, Dan. So you want to tell him right here how he can get in touch with you. Where can I get Dan information?
Yep. So if you're not already a paid member of NOAA, you go to www.tnooa.com, become a paid member, and right on that website, you can request a quote along with any other of the benefits that you're interested in that you'd like more information on. Again, that's www.tnoa.com.
They already know. They just don't want to be members. They want to try to get to you without joining.
Well, I'll tell you what. I want to help as many people as I can, Mike. And if they want a quote from me and they want part of NOAA's program, the cost of NOAA is so inexpensive in comparison to what they can benefit, and the money that they're going to save using NOAA's products and services. So, we save people thousands of dollars on their current policies every day, So, thousands of dollars in comparison to what, $40 a month for NOAA membership,
right?
It's definitely worth it. So,
I appreciate it, Dan.
No problem.
I see Jennifer came back. Are you there, Jennifer?
I am. I'm in the car though. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, you're coming in very
room.
low, but we'll circle back around to you. I saw you pop in, so I put you in the forum. ADD, you got the mic, sir.
I forgot. No.
Okay.
What do you want?
Nothing. Mr. McKelvey, final word.
Really quickly, because I've been looking at LinkedIn. Let me see if I can get to where I saw.
All I will
right
tell
now,
you is I am not labor.
you are not labor. What does that mean? That you are not labor.
That one went over your head, huh?
Yeah,
I am
it's
not
late.
labor.
You are not labor. Okay.
Or a commodity.
I am a commodity. But I
Okay.
am not labor.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna sideline that one for right now because I want to look at the DAT numbers. If you take the reefer loads starting in June, which were 249 according to what they're telling us, 243 in July, 250 in August, 252 in September. These are not the load numbers that we are seeing on the load boards, and a lot of times it's not what we're getting paid either. I had a conversation with someone today that said they can't trust Ryan Transportation to be the original broker for some of these loads either. I
got one for you on Ryan Transport. Yeah.
Hold on, Mike.
The same thing with van. You're looking at 208 in June, 206 in July, 208 in August, 211 in September. Flatbed is 260 in June, 252 in July, 250 in August, and 251 in September. There should be no reason that anyone is hauling for anything less than what is these rates that are posted right here. I don't care where you are in the country. I don't care if they're saying it's a down market. I really don't care what excuse these people are trying to throw over people's heads. But this is a tool that people can use. It's on LinkedIn. It's on Facebook. It's on Twitter. it's everywhere, and people should be using this. Let's get people educated on what they can use to fight back these brokers that are offering $1 and $1.50. It's absolutely ridiculous that the average reefer load in September is $2.52, but we're talking $1, maybe $1.50 for a lot of these reefer loads. So
What are
it's
you looking
nonsense.
at right now, Bill?
The national spot rates from DAT Freight and Analytics.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Those are all skewed too. We actually
I know.
in our
We
broker
know.
class we learned that Dallas to Houston loads are 555 average. That's what they're paying, 555.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys speak to shippers, right?
Yeah, well, this is a tool that he pays for that we're going to be looking into, getting into and stuff. But it's a tool that the brokers are actually using, and it gives the actual rates of what loads are being moved out there. And you know, we're seeing those kind of rates. So
Raphael has
this, yeah. So. Yep.
But you know, information is information. Yeah, Bill, I don't like that source. I know the source you're talking about. I mean, it's basically DAT.
Yep.
I don't like that source. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's difficult. It really kind of doesn't matter who you go to for information, because this entire industry is unregulated. So it really doesn't matter who you go to.
Yeah, I'm just
they're all
sharing.
on the board of directors.
Yeah, we know that.
I mean, and you know, this is what we're talking about. And you know, you remember I brought this up a few times when we were in these congressmen and senators' offices. This is it's asinine. It makes absolutely no sense. I said to one of these guys, can you imagine what would happen if a stockbroker pulled a shenanigan like these freight brokers are getting away with on Wall Street? First off, the FMCSA would rip them to shreds and fine them and ban them for a certain amount of time. Then they'd refer the same case to the Securities and Exchange Commission. The Securities and Exchange Commission would investigate them and rip them to shreds and fine them and probably ban them for life. A lifetime ban. They give that out. They hand that shit out like candy, the SEC. Then they would refer that same case to the Department of Justice and have them recommended for criminal charges. And then they would probably get thrown in jail.
Federal criminal charges.
Right.
Federal.
Which have minimum mandatory sentences based on the financial amount of the crime. So
yeah, we should financially go after that clown and Surge.
Right. He would be a perfect candidate for all of this if this industry was regulated the way it's supposed to be. And the funny thing is, right, the people would make a lot more money if it was regulated like that. It would run more smoothly, and people would make a lot more money and have a lot less headache if it was regulated properly.
You know, Mike, when an individual files bankruptcy, they come after everything you own that isn't stapled down. If you got 2 cars, they want one of them, and they want the nicer one. Okay. If you got 2 houses, they want one of them, and the other one you're going to be getting a loan for, so you can get caught up on some of your bills. How in the actual hell does this clown end up owing this much money, claiming bankruptcy, and walking away with everything he owns?
Right. He's a member of the board of the TIA. Anyway.
Yeah, we need to disband that one. That'll be our next project.
Bill, very informative as usual. Thank you, sir. You're a scholar and a gentleman.
I don't know about all that.
Here with us. Anything else you want to add? Or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Mr. Anderson, the floor is yours, sir.
Yep. Just cruising, man. I guess I ran y'all all off, man. I was kind of late getting in, but what ADD is saying on that lane from Dallas to Houston and around that area, that's actually what I've been seeing. $455 a mile is what we've been getting on that run. We've been running Houston some, Baytown some, so that's correct. Yesterday I got $4.20 a mile out of Dallas to Shreveport, so that is actually about what we're seeing regularly down there, which is not
Jamie,
good on that shorter runs, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Jamie, I don't want to shut the show down. If you wanna host,
No, bro. I'm in a bad service area, and it's probably finna get worse.
I mean,
Here's what I got. Here's what I got to say, Mike.
yeah.
We took a little blow yesterday, but it wasn't the blow it could have been because they didn't come out and say no, we're not gonna we're not gonna do this. I think they just kicked the can down the road. Of course, because they know they can't rule against us, so they put it off until the last moment when they're going to be made to do something. So, it ain't as bad as it could be. It could have come out and they could have said, no, we're not going to enforce this. You know what I mean? So, we're still in the fight. We're still in the fight, and we're not going anywhere. So, it is what it is. I've started pumping again on Twitter, and I'm going to start pumping again on LinkedIn and Facebook. And let's get it out, man. Let's have it out. You know what I mean? I poked Uada pretty hard earlier. Kind of told them how long are they going to let SBTC lead them around by the nose ring and be reactive instead of active and actually do something. So we'll see where it goes from there, man. We're still in this fight, and at least it wasn't a no. You know what I mean? So we just got to continue to get the message out and grow our support to get us where we need to be. And
Well,
I'll park it there, brother.
If it was a no, then we use constitutionally, personally, with their money, because their bond will drop off. They get that many charges, their bond drops off. But we'll get into that later. It's a very interesting concept, but it is legal and it is true.
Thank you, Mike. Mr. Anderson, thank you very much. Sorry, you got in here late, but
Well, I had to go watch that speech, man. I want to see what he said, and he did bring up the trucks. So he did bring up trucks, so that's what I was waiting to hear. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna sit down and write him a letter and tell him exactly what we're dealing with out here and try to get some more eyes on it. Might not do no good, but hell, it can't hurt. You know what I mean?
Well, you can start putting his hashtags in there.
Yeah.
in one section on DAT, the national spot rate says one rate. Then the weekly rate they post is usually lower. By the end of the month, they'll adjust and lower the amount in the national rate section, I think, to drive the rate down. Hey, that doesn't sound like a person that doesn't know what they're talking about. So I'm just going to.
That's what they've been doing for the last 2 years.
Yeah. I agree.
I've never used the analytics off of that. They've always been trash, and they've never reflected nowhere near the rates I get and I have always gotten. So I mean, I don't even buy it. I subscribe to the lease service where I can use the platform to get a broker's number and see the loads available. But I'm not paying for that bullshit that I don't trust. I mean, literally, I'm not.
Well, Jamie, when I first came in and we started setting this up, and we all know that I was the most politically correct person in the room, and I had to go back and delete all the stuff just so that we could keep our room going at that point in time. If we all remember that time, I recorded, live recorded the DAT webpage on one date to the other date, and I showed the date on the computer. I showed the date on my phone so they couldn't, defer from it. And the analytic map from yesterday was not the same as today's for yesterday's analytics. In other words, I took a picture of the map for what the freight was, and then the next day I went to the day before's map and took a picture of it, and they were totally different.
Yeah, a lot of people charged up here in this group. I hear what you're saying, Bill. I'm reading some of this stuff now. Hey, it's all good to me. Charged up is better than sleeping.
I wish I could post links in here so that they could use them, but Blake's thing will be on the page. So just look for Blake's Congress.
Mr. Bennick, Chris, Ed McMahon.
So
He's
I want
sleeping.
to put this out. No, I'm not sleeping. I want to put this out there about Alex, Mother Trucker. There has been people calling him out about not supporting truckers. That is exactly why he even posted that video about the shutdown on the 27th. That is why he's even supporting it when it got closer to the date, because the very first video, he even stated himself that he does not support the shutdown. He would not support a shutdown. So all he is doing is trying to get his followers back that are calling him out.
Did,
you know
did we
what,
call
Chris?
for a shutdown I don't know about?
You know what, Chris? It was the same thing with us when we announced the boycott. He was contacted multiple times, and I contacted him as well multiple times, and he ignored us. There was a guy that was in the group. I don't remember who he was, unfortunately, but he told me, he said, yo, Mike, I know him personally. I'm going to contact him and tell him to have you on the show. I don't remember who this guy was, but he kept telling me, yo, call Alex, contact Alex, tell him to get the message out there so we can get this boycott going. And I told him one day, yo, I contacted him multiple times. He's not answering me back. And he said, I'm going to contact him. I'm going to be back with you. And that was a Friday. On Sunday, Alex contacted. He sent me an email. He said, yo, such and such contacted me. He said it'd be a good idea for me, for me to have you on my show. I agree. I want you to come on tomorrow. Can you be ready at 8 a.m. and we can record the show and I can get it out there tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. And that's how that happened. To your point, he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to support the boycott either, but he had to think about it. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to cause any disruptions visually. You know what I mean? We were just boycotting, saying we're not going to use this company. We weren't threatening to shut down bridges and park in front of government agencies and hold up signs. So that's why he agreed to do that show with me. But he never did a follow-up and he never responded. Remember, we didn't start NOAA until months after that. When we started NOAA, I contacted him. A few of us did, and we wanted to try to get that message out there. He absolutely ignored us. When we saw him down at the truck show, same thing. Pretty much the same thing. So I agree with you, bro. Jack faker. You know what I mean? Just another political jack faker,
That was good.
Freight waves. Same thing with Overdrive. They're all jack fakers, bro. They're all trying to control the message. They're all trying to control the news. No different than when you put on Channel 2 or Channel 7 or 11 or whatever news you watch, or CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all of these news stations, they're all the same.
That's what I was wondering, Mike.
They want you to see their version of the message. If they give you the message at all, they want you to see their version of the message. That's why it's important for you to do what Jamie is doing and get in your truck and get in your car and go and see that shit for your own fucking eyes. Because all of these media outlets, whether it's local news media, CNN, national news media, global media, or trucking media, they're all bullshit. They're giving you their version of the story. Just like what Bill was just talking about with DAT information. It's bullshit. It's all fake. It's their version of what they want you to see out there as far as rates are concerned. And all you need to do is talk to someone who's doing those lanes, and they'll tell you, no, that shit's a fucking lie. It's $4 a mile, $5 a mile.
Hey, Mike, is it? I mean, I'm assuming it's kind of like media, right? And not getting the accurate news and stuff. But do you think that because of the following that he has, that these social media sites like YouTube and TikTok, do you think they tell him what he's allowed to do and what he's not allowed to do when it comes to this type of stuff?
No, they told him they were going to demonetize him.
Because I'm on YouTube and they don't tell me shit. YouTube is very structured the way that they do things. YouTube is great. You can't do certain things, and it lets you know that right there when you're trying to do it.
Yeah.
So it'll let you know you can't do it, or something you are trying to do. It will let you know, yeah, you can do it. This is going to stream. All of these shows stream on YouTube. So I have never had an issue with YouTube. I have had issues with Facebook. Facebook is up my ass nonstop. YouTube has never said one word to any post that I put in. So no, YouTube does not restrict him from saying anything. He does this on his own, and it only takes a matter of time for the cat to pop out the bag. He does not support truckers. He says he does, but only the way he wants to. If you have a problem and you want to strike or shut down or be heard, he doesn't support that.
Until he's called out on it by multiple followers.
Right, exactly. Right.
He's a sellout and a little punk.
And what you saw in that video of him complaining about being told he doesn't support truckers was exactly that. Him tired of being told the truth and him trying to continue to deny the truth. If you do not support truckers being paid a fair wage, living wage, and going out and fighting for it, then do not stand there and say you support truckers. You do not. You support the establishment. You want us to shut the fuck up and keep driving. Yeah, you're getting screwed. Shut the fuck up and keep driving your truck. Get back on the fucking plantation, slave. That's mother trucker.
Dan, I do want to talk to you about the truck show, about doing the promotion that we were talking about. Let's get together tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, no, that.
You know what? It's no different than what these government, these politicians are doing. Yeah, we care. Oh yeah, you were the great during COVID. We love our truckers. Now shut.
Yeah, go on unemployment.
Yeah, now shut the fuck up and go get back in your truck.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, let's chat tomorrow too, man. Hey, Mike, I wanted to ask you, do you know, I don't know if you'd want us to contact him or not, but whoever's in charge of that show out there, is there a way that we can contact somebody and see if what I was saying earlier is possible?
Which one?
For the California Truck Show.
Yes, I have a contact for you. Text me tomorrow, and I will send you her name and phone number.
Okay. And do we know if there's a news station out there covering it?
That would be a question for her, sir.
Okay.
Her name is the hell's her name? Give me a second. What is her name? I don't know. It starts with an E or something. She calls me like every 2 days. Nellie Nash. You'll be calling Nellie Nash. I have her phone number here, but I don't want to give it to you over the air. So,
Yeah, she probably wouldn't be happy about that.
Texas Truck Show, Nellie Nash. That's who you're going to speak to. All right.
Wow.
Also, we need to set up the badges for everybody that's going to be there. So I need all the names of everyone who's definitely going to be there, so I can make sure that they have your badges.
Made my reservations today for the hotel, and my rent a car's paid for. So
nice.
What's the where are you staying at?
let me look. My wife sent me the shit. She's pissed at me right now. She's probably watching. F you. Reservation details, confirmation.
Jennifer.
Sir.
The floor is yours, ma'am.
Holiday Inn, it looks like.
Holiday Inn.
Sound like it.
Yep.
Anyway, so earlier when you had to disconnect yourself from the show, I was talking about the new scam that's out there. The new big scam that John ran into last week is a broker hands off the load. I mean, a shipper hands off the load to a broker. The broker posts it on the load board. A carrier gets it. The carrier backs up and acts like the shipper and gives it to a broker, who brokers it out to another carrier. And now we have layers upon layers of people not getting paid.
You just gave him a headache.
I see that. And so it will work either way, whether or not the shipper gives it to a broker and the broker backs up and acts as a shipper, or whether they give it to a broker who gives it to a carrier who backs up and acts like a shipper. Either way, it creates hell and havoc. It creates a mess of paperwork. The original load stuff would exist because they'd have the original load paperwork. I don't know. It's going to create a lot of madness and not a really way to identify the lead broker unless they're listed on the shipping documents and they're not using them. I mean, if they're acting as a shipper, you're not going to know that they're fraudulent because they're going to give it to a broker, and then that broker paperwork is going to exist. So again, this is why we're talking like we need some kind of a central, clearinghouse or something to assign an arbitrary number to load. They can't be given out more than once. But I don't know. I mean, I see problems with that. I see problems where they're going to give it out to a carrier, and then that carrier falls off the load and they can't reassign it, and it's going. I don't know. That could create hell and havoc too. So I'm not sure clearinghouse is the exact thing that we need, but we need something to be able to stop these people from.
We need the right to be able to call the shipper or the receiver and ask them who the hell the broker is on it.
You have
and
that
if
right.
it doesn't match,
I can call them. I can insulate you from that. You have a load that you need to know. Call me. I'll do it for you. Because you can't get in trouble for back soliciting. I'm calling, and I won't even divulge your name. I'll just say the client who has picked up a load. Can you please tell me who the broker you assigned to on this load?
You know how busy you're going to be when you put that information out for everybody to call you that is in NOAA?
It's not back soliciting if you call a shipper to ask who the broker is that they use.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we need to start doing is just call the shipper directly and say, who is the broker on this load? I don't care about anything else. You don't know my name. I don't give a shit. Who's the broker on this load? I am a carrier that is looking to pick this up. I want to know who the actual broker is, because your load's not going to get picked up by me if it's not the right broker.
Well, Jennifer, what I'm going to say is to this is it sounds very interesting. I heard it earlier today. on Twitter, I believe, or it may have been yesterday when you were talking about it. I'm having
It
a
was the
little
other
trouble
day.
hearing you, so I'm trying to read your words here in the closed captioning or whatever this is. But if you can come back on tomorrow when you're not driving, I'd like you to tell everyone this situation again because I'm having a little trouble hearing you. It's my
Yep.
speakers. But I appreciate you, Jennifer. Thank you. And
Thank
please
you.
keep us updated when you're going to do your live with John.
They start October 2nd, on Monday nights, October 2nd. On Facebook Live, we'll do them.
October 2nd, did you say when? What time?
Yes, October 2nd, at 6 Central, 5 Central. I'll have to check with John. I have it written down at home. But yeah, it's going to be 5 or 6 Central. I think it's 5 Central.
5 Central. October 2nd, 5 Central.
On Monday night.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Jennifer. I think we hit everyone. We got Mike, Bill.
Oh.
Okay. And Jamie bailed. Just to
Good
let
night.
everyone
Go walk
know,
your dogs.
just to let everyone know that the National Owner Operators Association fuel card is available. You can find it on the website if you're interested in it, tnooa.com, www.tnooa.com. That fuel card is available. I have not plugged it in a long time, so I want to get that out there. The National Owner Operators Association does have a full parts department. You can go to www.tnooa.com. Deep discounts on parts. $200 purchase gets you free shipping on your entire order. www.tnooa.com. Also, remember, we're not just here to entertain you. We do offer about 30 different services at the National Owner Operators Association. Once you're a member, you have access.
Send me that.
What the fuck did you say, man?
Send me that.
Okay.
He sounds like a 2-year-old at a candy store. I want that one. I want that one.
No, send me that. That needs to go on the back of my NOAA card. I don't have it.
One more time. Once you are a member, you have access to all of these services. Mike, I will send this to you.
Thank you.
You should have it.
I
Once
just
you are a
sent it
member-
to you.
Yes. Once you are a member, you will have access to all these services. This is actually not the new one. There is another one that came after this. There's one service missing from this, I believe, and that is the household goods consulting. This is not the new one, but pretty much everything is there. But all of these services we have available at the association. This is the tire program and the nationwide preventative maintenance program for the fuel card. So once you sign up to the fuel card and you get approved, you'll have access to the nationwide tire program and the nationwide preventative maintenance service program. Up to 50% off on tires. And I don't know what the hell the discount is on the preventative maintenance side of it. You can contact them and they will definitely let you know. Shepherd's Watch Foundation. Be on the lookout when you're on the road for trafficked people, not just children, but trafficked people. We are the eyes and ears out there on the nation's highways. In many cases, we are the first line of defense when it comes to illegally trafficked people into this country and around this country. So if you're not familiar with Shepherd's Watch Foundation, the website is right there on the bottom, shepherdswatchfoundation.org. Check them out. They have useful information concerning illegally trafficked children, illegally trafficked people. So check that out. It's very important. What else? You know what? Forget about that. I think that is it.
Ow.
And I think we are done.
One thing.
Unless someone has something else they'd like to add, I believe we are done. Is anyone else?
Good night.
Me. One thing.
Oh.
I wanted to tell you, I called Roger Wicker's local office today and left a message that I want to meet with him. So I'll let you know when I find out.
Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah. Wicker.
Yeah,
Let me know.
He's on the surface transportation and the other one. He's on both transportation committees.
Okay. Perfect.
My phone is dying.
Good work, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Look forward to hearing about that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, everybody have a good night, and we will see you all tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Actually, tomorrow we're not going to be here. We're doing Twitter tomorrow night, but we'll be back on Friday. So thank you all for being here. Good night. Have a pleasant one. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mike.
All right.
Ow.